Yeah. Peace, bless, love. Give thanks to that man above. You're now rocking with Mr. Uncommon.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Fresh Prince himself, Izzy Finesse.
And the one and only Jay Confident. Check it, y'all. Podcasting is like military work, sharing experiences, building connections, and leading with purpose in every mission. Let's go! We in there. Damn, you just shitted on my shit, my nigga.
Let's go, baby.
Yo, this man just shitted on my shit.
Effect?
Yo, again, son.
We do it over. We good.
Oh my God, bro, that's fucking hilarious.
My man needs to work on the buttons. That's it.
No, listen.
Right. Put some like labels on it, like with like a piece of paper. Just tape
You know
it on.
what? Damn, you fucking right, bro. Shit, you absolutely right. That is definitely true.
Get like the little sticker.
Yeah,
shit.
hell, you know what?
That was
I ain't gonna
funny.
do that because I always mess up the button, bro. If I gotta switch off quick, I mess it up, man. Like so.
funny.
Besides that
crazy.
though, y'all, we appreciate the love, right? We headed into the new year. I mean, we in the new year right now, right? And 2025 is going to be amazing. So as y'all keep watching, please subscribe, like, and share. And also follow us on Instagram at Off Xperience Pod.
Also, check us out on TikTok, TikTok. We don't know what's gonna happen in the next couple of weeks,
It's going to get bored.
but it's gonna be good. I have faith. Check us out on TikTok, Off Xperience Pod. We on there too. Shout out to the listeners, the people who are on the audio platforms. We appreciate y'all, but just keep going, man. Stream those episodes. Stream. If you need to download. But stream them. 30 seconds is all we need, y'all. Thank you so much. We appreciate the audio, man. Thank you. Also, this episode is brought to you by Listening Network. We see y'all, man. Thank you. Boop, 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 boop.
And Red Bull.
Oh, shout out to Red Bull.
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free. We appreciate y'all. Let's get it.
Yeah. Okay. So after all this, okay, huh? Yeah. All right, good.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh, wait. Hold on. One more thing. Also, I got the Dad's Group Chat podcast hat on, you know. See what's going on.
Merch.
We're going to get into it.
There's merch.
Yeah. All right, so listen, today on the Off Xperience Podcast, as you know, we're joined by Santana, the powerhouse host of the Dad's Group Chat Podcast, a proud military veteran and a dedicated father. Santana brings his unique perspective, humor, and wisdom to conversations about fatherhood, family, and everything in between. Get ready for real talk, raw stories, and some gems you won't want to miss. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it.
Man,
Let's get it.
That was give it a
That
round
was
of
dope.
applause.
That was dope. That was dope. That was dope.
That was really good.
Thank you for having me, fellas.
We try to give everybody their flowers, man, when they come, man, like, you know, and because everybody deserves why they're here.
Most
Yeah,
definitely,
that's what's up,
and
man.
especially while breathing as well.
Yeah,
So
man,
we
yeah.
appreciate you, Santana, for taking your time, your space, and coming down here to see us here in the Boogie Down Bronx.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
here. Appreciate
Here
you.
all the way from Queens.
Yeah, man. Actually, Long Island.
Long
Fuck
Island,
it.
sorry.
I'm
I said
deep
Queens. Why did I
now.
say Queens? No, I said Queens because we was talking about it like
Yeah. I used to live in
behind
Queens,
the thing, yeah.
Yeah, from Long Island, but it's all
Sorry,
good,
yeah.
man. Listen, thank you for having me, fellas. This is a dope setup. I love the way you guys are looking on YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff. I've been peeping. A few episodes, you know what I'm saying? But listen, much love to you guys as well, man.
bro,
Thank you
that's
for having
bro.
me.
Thank you, bro.
That's what's up.
Appreciate it, bro.
That's what's up, man. So, you here, man? So,
Take it
man,
back,
I'm
take
here.
it
Let's
back.
take it back,
baby.
way back.
So what our
Go back.
podcast is about, right? We already know we talk about our upbringing, where we come from, right? What we've been through, you know what I mean? The hard time, inspirational things that we could say, right? To these youngins that are coming up and things. So where you hail from? You know,
Where the origins of
where
Santana.
your origins of Santana? Who is Santana?
Man, listen, my parents are Dominican. They came in the early 80s.
Yeah.
We were speaking about it early in the podcast. I got maybe 18 uncles and aunts from my father's
they
side.
stacked over there, man.
No televisión.
No TV, baby. Like 15 uncles and aunts from my mother's side. I got at this point, over 90 cousins all together. It's all good, man. Like, I came here very young to the Bronx, actually. Studied here in elementary school, and then we moved to Queens. And I was in Queens for most of my life.
Where you lived in the Bronx?
I lived in, what's it called? 172 Grand Concourse.
Grand
That's
Concourse.
High Garden. But not
Yeah.
High Garden. That's, what you call it? High Bridge.
Yeah, the
Garden.
High
The
Bridge
High
area,
Bridge
yeah.
area.
Okay.
Yeah, so my uncle lived there. We landed in his spot. You know, we took a space like all Latin families do.
You know how we do. We gotta make our way, man.
We
gotta
took
make
that
our way.
mueble.
Yo,
You know
like
what
you
I'm
need
saying? Yeah, like we took that sala over, baby.
Put the curtain on top, bro. Like,
Facts.
Split the room in
separate the
half.
room.
That divider.
Yo,
You know, we hey, We
Yeah,
came
I'm
a
with
long
you.
way.
I'm
From
with
the
you,
curb
bro.
divider to, then we said, fuck it, let's put the fucking wood
Put the-
divider.
Chill,
Then,
facts.
lasted a couple of years there. Then my dad was like, yeah, we got to make our own moves. And
Yeah.
he moved us to Queens. Yeah.
And like what part of Queens were y'all
Jamaica,
staying at?
Queens.
Oh, Jamaica,
So
Queens.
then, you know,
South side.
in Jamaica, Queens, South Side, all that good area.
Yeah.
It was insane. I lived like 2 blocks away from Amasura, like for like 17 years.
What you say? The next what?
I lived 2 blocks away from Amasura.
Amasura.
Amasura, the nightclub.
Yeah.
Oh, Amazura.
Amazura, yeah.
Okay.
I lived there, and you know,
What is it? Spanish or English, bro? Because you said like fucking
It's everything,
Amasura, like
Everything.
is it Spanish? Amasura or
Everything. But the-
Amasura?
but the re-
Amasura, right?
No, but the reason
Spanish
why I
shit.
know about
You're
Amazura is
fucking-
because of the Jamaicans.
You're a gringo, bro. Like
Everybody
I'm
be partying
Jamaican.
there.
You,
fucking
Wagwan.
Amasura. Amasura.
Nah, because it's Jamaican say it like
everything.
that.
Yeah,
It's
everything.
Is it a Spanish?
It's all mixed.
It's everything.
It's everything. Bro.
Is everything?
It's everything.
All right,
It's
so
everything.
You know, Queens is
It
versatile.
could be Amasura or Amasura.
That's what it is. All right,
Whichever it is, yeah. But we there, you know, I was there. It's like 3 blocks away from Jamaica Hospital. I went to Jamaica High School. It was tough, man.
Jamaican.
Upbringing
Yeah, yeah.
In Queens. I mean, it would have been tough here in the Bronx too, because I kept on coming back and forth from the Bronx. I had a lot of family in the Bronx, of course, so we always visited every
Right,
weekend
right.
and stuff like that. So it was tough there. It was tough here.
Yeah.
It was tough
It was
everywhere.
this time,
Yeah.
New York
Late
period,
80s.
man. Like,
Yeah,
early
New York
90s?
period.
What?
around that time too, man. Like
Yeah.
late 80s, man. Like you said, early 90s. That was rough.
Yeah, bro. So rough. My parents moved us to DR.
Get
Midst
out of here.
Me getting into high school.
Get out of here.
Yeah, we could get into that too, bro.
Right. So you was what, like 13?
Yeah, I was actually I was 14 when my dad said, "Nope, you're going to DR."
Just because?
I got into some shit. I got into some shit in junior high school, and they was like, "No, let's put you in a Catholic school
Okay.
to finish like 8th grade."
Yeah.
I got into some shit there too,
Oh.
and then I was like, "Nah." He
you
was
was a
like, "Nah,
rebel.
let's move you to DR." I live with my uncle out there.
How long you was in DR for?
2 years, best 2 years of my life.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Facts.
How did it feel when it sent you?
Yeah, what's
when
the
it went to
difference?
send you?
You know, me and my sister, because I have a little sister, but you know, we felt kind of scared. We didn't want to go at first.
Yeah.
But now looking back, bro, we talked about that shit the other day. That shit was the best experience ever. Like, we literally learned how to speak Spanish in DR. Like, you know how you study here, everything is in English and shit. Like, we get that machucao Spanish and
Yeah,
shit
yeah, facts.
from our parents, but we really don't know that much Spanish. When we went over there, we took that Dominican lingo for real. So
Yeah.
then when we came back,
You had it.
we had both.
Yeah.
was
Those
good.
were the best 2 years of my life, man. The thing is, as a kid, you know, being a kid, you don't have responsibilities. So it was beautiful.
Yeah, you're just doing
You're
whatever.
thinking life is
outside,
life. Like
yeah.
that, life is just that. I wouldn't go out there to live now. If I do, I'd probably buy some property and stuff and do it the right way. But yeah, as a kid, you know, you just enjoying life. School over there is from 8 to 2 or from 2 to 6. It's either or.
Really?
It's beautiful.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, really?
Yeah, that's how school
wild.
is over there.
Nah, that's.
But then I had to learn everything in Spanish, chemistry in Spanish,
Yeah.
everything in Spanish.
Oh,
It was
chemistry.
tough.
and
It was brand new, yeah.
Yeah,
tough,
if
bro.
you learn the chemistry in Spanish, then yeah,
That's
you,
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
tough because
That is tough.
chemistry, like even in English, is tough. Like I never passed chemistry,
I did.
but like what made your sister go with you over there to DR?
She had to. Had
There's no
She had
choice.
to?
She had
There was
no
no
choice.
choice. Oh, he said y'all
4
both
years younger
going.
than me.
Had no
She had to
choice.
go with me.
Oh wow.
So we went and lived with my uncle out there. Best 2 years of my life. Had a lot of fun, a lot of friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we came back, and it was in the middle of high school. And then I graduated high school here. Looking back at it, though, it's probably the best decision. You know, because after that, and we could get into this, I got into the military right after high school and stuff like that. But, you know, just to continue on the path of a career here,
Yeah.
in my parents' eyes, was more beneficial at the moment. So they brought us back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Their goal
Yeah,
was to
'cause-
stay over there, though, with us. But
Yeah.
plans didn't pan out that way, so we
Yeah.
came back. And shit happens for a reason, bro.
No, yeah, because like
Always.
like I've heard too, like the poverty in DR too is very like bad. Like people were selling like little like bags of rice or water.
Depending where you go.
Yeah, depending on where you go. Yeah,
Because
but
the
that's how
campos
bad
and
the
stuff.
poverty was.
Like I just
so.
found out some place in DR called the Cuarenta.
Yeah.
And I didn't know they had that area. And that area is like crazy.
Yeah, man. You know, everywhere is crazy, bro.
Yeah, it is.
Everywhere is crazy. And you know what's crazy? Like, our parents, like me and my sister, like, they're from the hood. Like, our parents. Like, we was there, like, living it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it became a cultural thing. It's a beautiful thing. Like, even to touch your roots. Like, I went recently to DR this year after having 10 years without going, and I felt grounded immediately. Like that's the roots, bro.
That's the facts.
You know what I'm saying? The food is better. Everything is better.
Way better.
It's a beautiful situation, but at this point, I only go to visit.
Yeah, facts.
Respect.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. He said that. I was watching a post. Somebody was there. They were in PR, and I swear to God, I had the same thought. I was like, damn, I want to go to PR, man. Like, it's just a fucking.
I mean, I've been there
Touch
once.
your roots, man.
Yeah, I've been there once.
Back,
I have
like,
to.
I've been there once, and it was just to spread my dad's ashes in Salinas. So that's when I was like, all right. But I didn't go for fun. I want to go back and go for fun.
Sorry to hear, man.
Nah, thanks, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said you joined the military after high school.
Yeah, man. Listen,
You was using the ROTC. What is it, ROTC?
Nah.
ROTC?
No. So
Because that's what they use right after high
Nah,
school.
what happened with him probably was some random white dude walked into the school and said, "Hey guys, you want to join the army?"
somebody did that, but I didn't fall for that.
Yeah,
I didn't fall for
Bro,
that.
I had people come to the school too and be like, yeah, bro, I just graduated. You know, the military is everything. Like,
Yeah,
you know, the
yeah.
benefits but I was like, nah, I'm still not falling for that.
You know what's crazy with me? The whole military experience, it was I kind of stumbled upon it. So I graduated high school, right? Went to college in Long Island, right? And you know how college starts like late August and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I was there for a couple of weeks and 9/11 happened. First year I was in college. It's ironic because, you know, I figured that college wasn't for me at that time. So 9/11 happened. I don't know what got into me. I felt like heroic or something.
Like you needed to get back.
I felt like I had to
back.
do something, right? Because people in the college, like students, were crying because their parents were in the building at that point. It was insane. Like looking back at it now, you know what I'm saying? Like that whole experience was crazy because there were people in the college, including myself, trying to get into the city, try to help.
Yeah.
But you know, nobody had rides. Everybody's like a student. Freshmen and shit like that. But what happened was 9/11 happened, but I got kicked out of college, and that's a whole different story. You know, some financial reasons, the loan didn't go through, something crazy. I can't even remember right now, but I was like, I'm not going back to McDonald's to work. Shout out to McDonald's, you know what I'm saying? But
Ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, listen.
I didn't want to go back to McDonald's. I didn't want to go back to an ordinary job. And I had a couple of cousins in the military, and I was like, fuck it. And my dad was like, go. And I was like, yo, but what if I get capped over there? He's like, you could get capped over here.
Word.
Boom.
Yeah, you know, difference, right?
And that shit just opened up my eyes. I was like, you know what? I'd rather do something honorable.
Yeah.
You're all gonna go someday. I'll do something honorable and get this shit done.
Yeah, and like that's like that right there is like a good perspective to, a great perspective to look at it because like he said, like you could get capped out here too, but if you do it out here, you know, it's more like it's like criminal based, you know, like
Facts.
either you're gonna go and kill somebody and then go get locked up and that's it. But you decided to take a chance and you was like, you know what, I'm just go to the military and do something honorable, like you said.
Yeah, man. Listen, we all grew up in similar neighborhoods, right? We seen some shit out here,
Yeah.
and you know, and it becomes normalized. So when my dad told me that shit, it kind of like hit me like a bag of bricks. I was like, yo, you know what? You're right. I'm at risk here.
Yeah.
So why not? Let me go change my life a little bit. Let me see what this is about. But what you don't notice about the military is like my experience. I'm talking about my experience, and this is the Off Xperience Podcast.
Okay,
You know
hello.
what I'm saying? From my experience, it's like looking back at it now, it's kind of like stepping away from some trauma to stepping into some new trauma.
I can see that.
It's kind of like crazy because you don't realize it in the beginning that you're gonna experience this.
Yeah.
You just realize it after the fact.
Do they tell you though, like, yo, like this is what you're gonna get yourself into?
Nah, I don't.
Because I know, like in the police, I mean, not like the police force don't even do this. So like, I was expecting like the military would at least tell you because it's more like on a serious
Nah,
level.
you probably get scared of
You
scare people away.
You
and
get
all
mentally
that.
scared or something.
I mean, yeah.
I would think,
That's
right?
Yeah.
Probably, but a lot of people get into the military for many reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of people,
Yeah.
they don't even know the benefits. I didn't know the benefits. I didn't know the benefits till after I got out. So all I was thinking about, let me get away from the hood. Let me go into some honorable shit,
Yeah.
right? But even in doing that, like people have this perspective of the military that you're going to go in and you're going to get shot up and you're going to get killed. It doesn't work that way. There's literally hundreds of jobs that you could do in the military. Now, everybody gets trained through basic training. Everybody gets all the gunplay.
It's like
You get
going to
all
high
the
school.
gunplay.
It's like going to school.
Yeah, you go to school, you learn all about the weapons, bazookas included, everything. All type of scenarios, nighttime, all that shit, which is traumatic in a sense. You get into that, right?
Yeah.
Because this is shocker.
Yeah.
right? For somebody that doesn't
Never even.
Nothing
even know what
about
they're
it.
stepping into.
Yeah.
Like they're thinking they're running away from some shit, but you stepping into some other shit.
Yeah.
And then that's a simulation, basic
Yeah.
training. It's not even real.
No.
Then you step into your regular job, and then you have wars happening, and you got to go.
Mm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's that different right there.
That's mad.
That's a
That's
whole
crazy.
different animal right there.
That's something that you like. Oh shit! What the
Yeah,
fuck?
man. Yeah, it's insane, man.
But so you served your country, right? And now you serve the dad nation, which is tougher. Military drills or trying to reason with a toddler on a sugar high, which was worse.
Say that again. Say that again.
So you deal with the military. Now you serve the dad nation. Which is tougher, military drills or trying to reason with a toddler on a sugar high? Because you got babies.
Man, that's a tough one, bro.
So I know you've been through it.
That's a tough
So
one.
now are you going through it?
It's like a war at home sometimes, man. Nah, listen, I mean, damn, that's a good question. I'd much rather be dealing with my kids, though.
Okay.
It's a different type of sense of duty. This is the
Ah,
most
sense of
honorable.
duty, yeah.
This is the most honorable thing. Becoming a dad to my children, man.
Walk into the house,
daughters.
daddy.
All that good stuff, man.
Instead of, oh, yo, Santana, bring your ass over here.
Yeah, man. Listen, a lot of that over there in the military. It's crazy.
Even you saying that,
Even though the kids be doing that sometimes, though.
Yeah.
how did you feel when that was happening to you?
What's up? What was happening?
Like your drill sergeant like in your
It's
face and all
insane,
that,
bro.
Like,
The first day.
how do you
experience.
manage that? How do you take that?
Check it out. The first day of basic training for me, I got off the plane in Kentucky. I went to Fort Knox, all boys, all men, right? It's crazy because it was late. Like, I got off the plane. It was already like 11 p.m. The fucking base was like 2 hours away.
Oh,
So then I'm getting to the base midnight, like early morning, right? They tell me, okay, let's do some in-processing. They do the in-processing shit, and then they give you your blanket, your fucking pillow. All right, this is where you're going to sleep.
Yeah.
Yo, no lie, bro. Like 20 minutes after I already, like, I'm snoozing. That drill sergeant came in screaming, everybody get the fuck up. Yo, I hid inside of a fucking locker and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know what's going on. Bro, 2 days of that, I called my mom, I called my dad. I was like, yo, get me the fuck up out of here. Man. What got me going into?
no, it's
Yo,
over.
but it's crazy. Basic training was
yeah.
insane, bro.
It's too late.
No, yeah, because because we actually had somebody that was here before, and he was in the Marines, right? And you was in the Army, right?
Yeah, Army.
Yeah, so he was in the Marines, and he told his experience, and he was like that he had a drill sergeant in his face, and he was like, what he said, he called him a turd right in front of his face, and he couldn't do nothing.
Nah, bro.
He can't do nothing.
Listen, once you're in there, it's all. I got like maybe 4 calls in 2 months. Back then, there was no like iPhone or anything like that, right? It was like 2001 when I got in. So there was, iPhones came out, what, 2007?
Yeah.
But back then, there was not like, no real iPhones and shit like that. I got like 4 calls in 2 months and a half. Everything was by letters, right? So when you are out there, after a while, you start getting used to it, right? To the drills, waking up at 5 a.m. every single morning, including Saturdays and Sundays. There's no breaks, right?
Yeah, word.
So every day, like, you get used to this shit, but they have it to a point where you start organizing yourself. The way you fucking crease up your sheets and all that stuff. You start uniforming your locker. If the toothpaste is off point, they start destroying the locker. They start destroying everything. You got to pick. It's like that. It's that type of mental drill. It's kind of like insane.
And how was that for you? Like, since you had to go through that. Like,
it's insane, man. You're away from family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have your loved ones around you. I became a man there, to be honest. My dad raised me honorably. You know what I'm saying? But in the military was where I got those like Superman qualities. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Even my dad, after I got out, I had my own place. He was like, yo, you a man now. And that's something that as a son, you always yearning, you know what I'm saying? From your dad. So you want to make sure that you make him proud. And that was my whole thing. Like, I don't want to be just living off you forever. I don't want to be like, just leashing off you forever. I want to create my own path. And that's a testament to how he raised me. So when you look at that scenario, and this is all me looking back. As I'm living through it, you don't even realize, right? Yeah, I heard you when you said I'm proud of you, but even that, like, I'm realizing it at a very much later age. Like, wow, I can't believe I got that at such an early age from my pops. But yeah, in the military, they teach you, discipline. It's a lot
Yeah.
of discipline.
I could imagine.
So now he's even just piggyback off from how that was like.
Right.
But as a military veteran and father, how do you have your experiences shaped your approach to parenting?
It's insane because I'm disciplined. Everything with me is discipline.
That's crazy.
Everything with me is respect. My daughters have something. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I do something with my daughters every day that I tell them, every morning, wake up, we pray. And, I tell them, what are you not going to let people do? Disrespect me. What are you? Discipline. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Self-discipline, self-respect, self-love. That's something we always repeat
Facts.
at home. And I'm trying to instill these values into my daughters. And I got to attribute some of that to the military because it kind of like formed me in that way. So I'm not, and on top of that, I'm the mush parent. So it's kind of like a battle between myself. You see what I'm saying?
Mommy didn't get me the gift. Daddy's going to get it for me.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Like,
gonna get it for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get you them cookies. Don't worry about it. I got you.
That's fine.
Talk about it later. Let me talk to mommy.
I was going to ask the same thing he asked. I was going to ask, what's a piece of military training that surprisingly helps in parenting? I'm guessing tactical negotiation.
Oh shit.
They do that type of training in tactical negotiation.
No. So that
that's
becomes
just
that becomes like in basic training is more combat training.
Yeah.
Knives, guns,
Throw a punch.
all type of stuff, right? Then after the 2 months, you go into your next phase in the military, which is AIT. There you're learning your job. So how many ever weeks your job schooling is, like I was a petroleum supply specialist. I dealt with petroleum, setting petroleum spots up out of nowhere. It was everything petroleum. So that took about like 3 months. There are people that go for schooling for like 12 months. It depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
But everybody gets that basic initial training.
Nice.
And what's that? What was that? What you said it was?
So there's basic training, which is all weapons, and then there's AIT.
No, I'm saying like you said what was it called patrolling?
So what I did was petroleum supply specialist.
Okay, what's that?
That's dealing with fuel. You're cleaning the fuel, making sure the fuel doesn't have water, all that stuff. Like you're dealing. Your primary usage is the supply.
Got you.
For helicopters, Humvees, trucks, tanks.
That's tough.
Yeah, I mean, that is a tough road because you got to make sure everything is good before they even hit the road or anything, right?
And then if anything touches that is detonating, you're out of here.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
It's dangerous.
Because when you mentioned that, right, I'm thinking about like, you ever seen that movie Three Kings?
Nah, I haven't seen
Ice
that
Cube?
movie. I know Ice Cube, but I haven't seen
Mark
that movie.
Wahlberg. Check that out because one of them, I think it was Mark Wahlberg. He was a petroleum officer, and he was doing that. And did you have to deal with the drums, or was it something else? Because they had drums in the movie. That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean, like the like actual instrumental drums?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No,
okay,
I never
okay,
dealt
okay.
with that. No.
Yeah, that's different. 'cause
instrumental drums.
yeah, like the drums.
Yeah.
No, like drums.
You say instrumental
drums, like warehouse drums, where they put liquid and shit inside of it. Sometimes it comes with petroleum in it as well.
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes in the movies it be. Sometimes the movies be a little.
I was like instrumental drum.
I actually thought you saw industrial drums. That's what I thought you saw.
Nah, because sometimes in the movies, like, it don't be as authentic as, like, what it really is in real life. And I be watching those videos where, like, somebody that was an ex-Marine will, like, watch a movie and he breaks down everything that's real and what's not. Yeah. Like, it'd be interesting because it's, like, not everything. Some movies,
a little exaggerated.
they're real, yeah.
What
but
I
some
would
movies
say,
not.
the movie that stands out the most to me about that you could get the feel of basic training is Jarhead with Jamie Foxx. When y'all see that movie, and I'm gonna rewatch that too.
Yeah,
soon.
I've seen it.
But that movie gave me like flashbacks.
Yeah.
Of basic training.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it is they push shit in there. But there are a lot of movies now that are coming out that are similar to the experience. And for us veterans, man, from my experience, right, it's a little bit difficult to watch those movies sometimes because they trigger. It's a trigger. Even if, let's say, I'd never been in combat. Let's say I was a veteran that I'd never been in combat ever. You could still get triggered because you had that basic training experience. And that basic training experience it seems so real, bro, that you feel like you at war all the time. But that's the way they need to instill those values of you because you got to be prepared. That's why they I go always back to the basic training. They train everybody with weapons. You could do whatever you need to do after, but if you need to pick up a weapon,
You gotta know what it is.
you gotta know
that
how to
time,
shoot.
yeah.
You gotta know how to deal with it. It's crazy.
Damn.
How long was your tour?
So no. So what happened was I went to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And Afghanistan was crazy, bro, because it's like it'll be like 100 115 degrees in the morning, no humidity. You're not even sweating. It's like those little balls that come out. Little like sweat.
Yeah.
That's what comes up.
Your pores
The
open.
pores, that's it. Not even sweating. You just hot.
Yeah.
At night, hair will drop.
Oh.
So it'll be that type of climate. And then when I got there, it's crazy, right? Because when I got there, it's like they had a McDonald's, they had a Burger King, they had a Subway, they had a theater, and they had a gym in Afghanistan in the middle of the desert.
Whoa.
That's insane, bro.
That's wild.
I never heard of that.
It's like they made their own community.
That's so dope.
But you know, outside of this community, you know what's waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane.
Woo, that's crazy. Son.
Nah, hey, listen, man. So it's just and then, like you said, you didn't know the benefits of well, you know what? Even one before that, Like, what was the craziest thing you experienced in Afghanistan?
So, you ever seen
like
the
a
movie
situation?
You ever seen the movie? A couple of things. I'm gonna tell you. You ever seen the movie Mission Impossible 3? I think it is, where that sandstorm comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
They got that fucking
Bro, that shit is real.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like
that shit is real. That shit happened out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like that shit creeped me out. Like I can't see you like
Oh wow.
5 feet away.
wow.
That's how bad it gets, and then it'll go away. That happened over there. The other thing is I was learning how to drive a manual shift gear.
Okay.
As I was learning, a bomb dropped. Oh. And when the bomb dropped, you know how they say, like, you know, you see it before you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
That shit is real. Like, it happened, and like my instructor, my boy, my guy, we was in the car together. We looked at it, and then like maybe like 3-4 seconds later, we felt the impact and we heard it. That happened too out there. Then, you know, we had the I was in Kandahar, Afghanistan, which was the central prison for the Taliban at the moment, at that time. Of course, the Afghani government, they was trying to get them out of there, so there was a lot of conflict. You'll see mortars like
Just get
come in
thrown.
and rockets and
Yeah.
So I'll be with my mom on the phone, right? And because there was a landline from, like we had a Texas landline or whatever, right? And she'll hear gunshots, and she'll be like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Gunshots."
Yeah, like it's nothing.
Nonchalant,
Yeah.
right? Like
I'm used to this shit.
that's crazy.
So that's trauma on its own as well. Like you're dealing with this shit,
yeah.
you're just blocking it out, right? But she's worried as hell. So I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm sleeping with my vest every day. I'm sleeping with my.
Imagine sleeping with your vest.
I slept every day
That's
with my vest.
wild.
Yeah.
Every day with my vest.
Damn.
The thing is, I went to Afghanistan after the military,
Okay.
so I went as a civilian.
Oh.
So when you look at it from that point of view, we couldn't have weapons either.
Oh, okay.
So it's insane because I'm ex-military.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking weapon.
I could
Right.
use
Pretty
this
much.
shit.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what's crazy is, and this is a side story, the Afghani people, man, cool, right? The people that were there with us, they had a whole flea market out there with guns for sale, fucking DVDs, everything. They had a whole season of fucking Friends and shit. Everything like for $2. So then you have scorpions, you have snakes, you have all this shit. And I'm like, where the fuck why am I here?
Word. Like, why did you
the fuck
visit
am I
there?
here?
Why did you visit there? I'm coming now.
Nah, the money. So it's crazy because
Was like a business type.
yeah, I went with a private contractor. Boy was out there.
Black art.
It's like
Yeah, you was on some.
Something
You
like
was on
that,
some
something
down
like
low
that.
military shit.
it was something like that.
Stop
There's
playing.
plenty of that out here.
It was but we
I
were
know it's
civilian.
crazy, but you don't know.
You wanted to be down?
But you know somebody that actually does that, bro. Like,
Yeah, I knew somebody.
You know what's
you
crazy?
somebody- I don't. It's the fuck, like,
He
yeah,
blew-
doing the black ops type shit. Like,
he blew his foot off.
It was not on some black ops shit though.
No,
Just
no,
clear
no.
there. It was not on some
no,
black
I
ops.
was to say like,
Although we was already trained for shit like that,
Yeah.
but I did the same thing I did in the military out there as a civilian, which is fuel supply.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So the thing is, it was 12-hour shifts every day. So, and you getting paid like six figures.
Good money. Yeah.
You're getting paid way more than the military. So when you create that conflict between the military and civilian, I'm a civilian. I'm not even military. But the military don't even want to protect you because you're making X amount of money.
Yeah.
Way more than them. And the good thing is I could have exited at any time.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
But I lasted a bit over there.
Yeah.
I got some money out of it.
But
shit.
like even being a civilian, right? Isn't that kind of like playing the middle? Because now you
You like the black sheep.
yeah.
Well, no, not necessarily. You know,
Okay.
shit went down over there. You know, they had bunkers and shit like that. When shit hit the fan, everybody had each other's back. I'll say that. And we couldn't carry weapons, right? Because if they caught us with a weapon over there as a civilian, they'll charge you here.
Oh.
But everybody had a weapon out there.
I could imagine. I would
You're
hope
not
it.
gonna have me out there with no weapon, man.
Yeah.
I could
And then the way they carry shit, just
You carry and I'm carrying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, word.
Exactly.
that's
yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
No, ain't no questions.
Yeah.
Sheesh. But even like you said before, like that you went into the military with trauma to fulfill trauma. How did you blanket all that to make yourself comfortable within the trauma?
It's crazy because I'll put it to you like this, right? Because, and I'm speaking after the fact, right? Way after the fact. So when you think about therapy, right? And I'm going to therapy now. It's like you're opening up that curtain
Yeah.
that you try to ignore for years, decades, right? I'm starting to remember shit now that happened when I was 12 in DR. That was traumatic. Like, for example, I seen somebody get shot with a shotgun in front of me. I was in DR playing with my friend in front of his house in the Porsche, in front of the Porsche, in the middle of the hood, barrio. My boy was telling, one of my other boys, he was telling me, yo, my uncle got out of the jail today, yada, yada, we're going to celebrate, blah, blah, blah. He was walking across the street, the uncle.
Oh.
And somebody came
Lit him
with a
up.
shotgun, lit him up, right? I don't know if the guy lived or not because they put him in the trunk and they drove off. And me and my boy,
The dude that shot him, took him and put him in the trunk.
a couple of people came out the car, put him in the trunk,
Hey,
drove
yo.
off. And that's me as a kid. It's way before military, right? But when you, like, me and my boy, we was like, you know how in certain movies the kids just stay like,
Yeah. It's like,
Just
oh
stop.
shit. Like,
Yeah,
you
just
just
stay
shot.
there
Like,
like
yo, what
that.
the fuck
Deer
just
with
happened?
headlights on.
we didn't even react.
Yeah.
Right? We was shocked. We were kids. Like, what the fuck? And then everybody kept on with their regular day after that.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, but I had blocked that off. That shit
Growing
came
up.
out in therapy this year.
Shit.
I'm like, oh shit, I have seen some shit. But you just start putting blankets on shit because even, like I said, the neighborhoods we come from, like South Jamaica, Queens was no joke.
Yeah.
BX was no joke. Saw shit all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you're escaping trauma without even noticing it's trauma because nobody knows the language until you hit therapy.
Exactly.
Right? So it's crazy. What's crazy is now you're in therapy, you start peeking back at all this shit and you don't even want to open up that curtain because it's dangerous to you at this point.
Yeah.
It's scary. At the same time, I have two daughters. I'm trying to raise right, and I'm trying to like
Keep
put
them
them
away
in
from
values
that.
too,
Yeah.
without facing any of this shit now. So now I'm in the middle between facing my demons or whatever you call it, right?
You're doing the man thing,
And
as they say.
right, you just throwing it under the rug. Fuck it, let's keep going.
Let's keep
Life
going.
keeps rolling. Everything under the rug. Let's move forward. I still got you two babies to raise, and we're gonna do this the right way, well, as right as possible. Because nobody's perfect. Try to do it the best way you can.
Yeah.
But back to your question about escaping and how do you mask it? You don't even realize you're masking it.
Yeah.
You're just masking. By the time I hit the military, it was scary. Hearing gunshots every day and shit like that, like in basic training, right? It's scary. But then when you see it in real life in front of you, comes some normal shit.
Yeah.
That's why when I picked up the phone, spoke to my mom will tell you, my mama still cry about that shit today. Like, yo, I can't believe you called me and told me, hey, no, don't worry about it. Those are gunshots. It's all good.
Like numb to it.
And that's some military mindset shit. Like you program yourself and shit like that. So it's just crazy.
Nah,
I
that's
can
the shit.
imagine.
So even with that, like leaving the military, right? So now we're gonna move forward from the military,
right.
getting into society. Like, how do you adjust to that? Coming from all that, right? What you seen, what you experienced over there,
It's crazy. It's putting a blanket over it.
putting a blanket over.
So again, now you're re-entering society, right? And what tends to happen is when you leave my experience, again, we're on Off Xperience Podcast, right? In my experience, I was young when I left the military, so I don't know what to blame it on. I don't know if to blame it on that I wasn't paying attention, right? Because I was naive, or I was just like
Just going.
shunned down. I don't think they explain to you all the benefits on your way out. It's kind of like an out processing thing. Okay, now you're out processed. They do a whole bunch of shit, paperwork, this and that. You know, I got medically boarded, right? So that means I got injured and shit like that too. So whatever. Beyond that, like I had to figure out all the benefits once I got out.
What to use and all
When
that.
when I wanted to get back into college, right, at 26, when I felt that I was, okay, now at this point as an adult, I want to join college. I don't believe in that bullshit about, oh, at 18, I got to go to college. You don't even know what you want to do, right? I wanted to be an engineer. Once I saw what that was about, I was like, nah, that's not what I want to do. And then you want to do something else. Oh, you want to be an astronaut, whatever. You really don't know what you want to do right after high school.
Especially at 18,
Right? So I figured at 26, I had my mind right. I wanted to go back to college. And I'm like, yo, let me see if the military can help me with this shit. And lo and behold, GI Bill, all type of benefits. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I started opening up that curtain, and there's a lot of benefits. And the sad part is, I don't think that most veterans know about these things.
Yeah.
Nope, because they got that treatment from the late 80s, 70s type.
So that's, a whole different generation. You could tell. Now you can see how it starts to unfold with every generation, right? So for me, I had to figure it all out myself and then go back and say, okay, now I know how to navigate through this shit. Went to college and then finished college and all that stuff. And
what did you major?
sad, though,
What
man.
did you major when you went back to college?
oh no, I majored in what was it? Liberal arts.
Oh, liberal
and then
arts.
with it was a regular college degree.
Yeah.
You know, when you figure out that, because at that time I even knew that the degree didn't really like mean much.
Yeah.
But you needed the degree to get ahead in life. I got the degree, and most people get degrees in something that they're never gonna do. Like I have a cousin right now. He graduated in engineer. He was the first graduation that I saw. So that's kind of memorable to me because at that point in my life, when I was super young, I said, "Yo, I want to graduate."
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to go into engineering because he did it, right? But he's never done engineering in his life. So when you look at that system, you're paying all this money, but you're gonna be whatever you're gonna be.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
That's true.
So for me, I just wanted the degree,
Just to have it.
just to get it. The master's part, that's a different story. That's your specialty.
Yeah.
And I was working in Taft High School. I worked at Taft High School for 7 years. And I was going to school to become a teacher at that point. I was getting my master's and becoming a teacher. And I took a left turn because there's no money there. And let's talk reality. Passion, yes, you got passion.
Stick to it.
But at the same time, you got to be realistic.
Nah, I feel you. Yeah, because and this is like a topic that like comes up a lot too. But like the people in the DOE, like I feel like they underpaid because everything that they go through with the kids and just like from traveling from where they coming from, like it's definitely they get it underpaid because it ain't easy to take care of a lot of kids too, especially like depending on what grade you taking care of. So
yeah, it's a big fact because then you have not only the kids, the parents, the ones who neglect the kids and stuff. Like you have to deal with that and introduce them into your life and be like, oh, where I got you, because you don't want to see a little kid.
Yeah,
We saw all that.
Yeah.
In Taft High School. Now in Taft High School, low income community, all that stuff. I felt at home because I'm at home.
Yeah.
I'm with my people, right? But at that point, it's post-military, right? So I saw a lot of the traumas that kids were going through that they were trying to run away from. And I'm not gonna lie, I told a couple of them, yo, you want to get out of here quick? Military, but this is the way you should do it because I already had all the tools. Because some people blindly go into the military.
Without
now, I don't know if any of them actually went into the military, but that was the quickest escape I could have offered them at that point because I get it. You're in school, you're probably safe in school, but you probably got a million problems in your block. You probably got a million problems at home that you're dealing with. You don't know where to escape. Escape becomes school, right? Then you start failing in school because you're not focused because you got mad shit on your mind. So it's a cycle, and it's meant to be kept there. Really, right? So when you look at that, I know what my escape looked like, right? I could package that up better for you and tell you where to go, how to do it, what to ask for,
give some type
what
of
job to
road
take,
guidance,
some type of guidance. So I had a couple of cousins in the military. I took some of their guidance. They were way older than me, so there was not much guidance from their part. But I've had younger cousins join the military and friends that I've like, oh no, this is the way you got to do it to get the most out of the military, so you could be right. And it was an experience. Like, you get to travel the world. It's a lot of positives. It's not all negative. It's just if I could live it back, I'll pay attention more to the details. I won't throw blankets on things and cover things. I'll pay attention to them right then and there.
Nice.
Because, like I said, you're running away from one trauma to go into the next.
Yeah. So now now we're moving on to this next trauma, right? Because now we went from the military trauma, right?
Yeah.
To the parenting trauma, to the dad
Facts.
trauma, right?
Facts.
So listen, what's one lesson, right? What's one lesson you learned from fatherhood that you wish more dads talked about openly?
That's a good
Communicate, man.
Facts.
Communicate as a dad, and if you're with your significant other, communicate with your spouse. Why is that important? Because I love my parents.
Yeah.
Granted, they raised us the best they could,
different.
right?
It was different.
But there was not a lot of communication at home, right? It's like you're raised by your own experience a lot of the times.
That's a fact.
Let's backtrack, right?
Mm-hmm.
My parents came here, different language, different scenario, away from 14 brothers and sisters, all that shit, right?
Want to do their own thing.
So everybody took their own path, but when you're alone in the country, you don't know the language. Life is life for you at that moment. I could realize that now, but as we're growing up, whatever becomes normal to you, whatever seems normal to you, is normal.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, it was normal for my dad not to talk to me as much as a kid, or my mom not to talk to my sister. Like, my sister could tell you the same experience, but communicate with your kids. Have open communication, because with my daughters, I'm always like, what's going on? Talk to me about your day. Let me know who's bothering you. This is how you need to handle that situation moving forward. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm there. I'm going to speak to. It's more hands-on. Even at the same time, my dad was always like, you got issues? What's up? What we doing? My dad came to the school with a bat one time. We can talk about that too at some point, but that's a whole different story. Listen, communicate. That's what I could say. Communicate, because it's important. And like I said, if you have your spouse too in the house, communicate with her, because parenting is a job, bro. It's a nonstop job.
Parenting is a job, you see?
And then we're in a different generation, right? Our generation a little bit
Different.
different.
It's scary. It's scary for our generation. And like,
Yeah,
I've
man.
seen a lot of people too in my generation having kids now, and it's like, I just look at it like, damn, I don't really think like they're really
Ready.
They really know what they're putting into this world right now, and like especially how the world is going right now. It's crazy, and like I wouldn't want to put a child in this world right now with the way how shit is going. But you said communication, right? And I've seen this post where it was like parents back then, like you would do something wrong, and they would tell you not to do it, and then you ask why, and that why would never be answered. They would just be like, nah, just don't do it. So now you leaving questions for your kids, and it's just running in their head like, wait, but why they told me? And then now they got to figure it out on their own.
You always have to figure it out on your own.
I think I seen a post like that too.
Yeah.
I honestly think you should be able to explain. I hate that fact that it was just don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the explanation needs to be there,
course.
because it gives them a better understanding of why don't do it.
Why
Now,
was the
if you-
furnace hot?
If you did, if you did it and the furnace was hot, and I told you don't touch it because of that, and you burn yourself, well, that's your fault.
Now you know why it's hot.
Now you know why it's hot. I told you. So now when I tell you don't do something, or maybe try to see it this way, maybe take a little advice, man. Like, not even take advice, but just offer it. As parents, offer it, like, because I think understanding would have been better for a lot of us if we
Communication, bro. Communication. Look, I was always that kid that wanted to touch to see if it was hot. The stove, to see if it was hot. But communication, it goes back to that. Like, why are you telling me no, I can't do it? Because I said so. That's not an answer,
Yeah, exactly,
right?
yeah.
Like you just
It'll
said.
be
So
shit like that,
with
yeah.
me, and again, this is me, I give them the option. Say, okay, this is what's going to happen. If you do this, this is going to be the outcome. If you do that, that's going to be the outcome.
Yeah,
You could choose your path.
of course.
Yeah.
Whatever path you choose, but just know this is what's going to happen. And when it happens, I'm opening up the dialogue more with you so you know that I know most of the answers.
Pretty much.
Right? So now you're running to me when you have situations or when you, hey, Dad, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Because you already know I got it right X amount of times.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that opens up communications with my daughters. And the more, with me, I have daughters, so it's like I feel like I have to be there 100% of the time because one day they're going to leave. And I want to make sure they have everything they need. And they're going to make the mistakes. But they're going to have their experiences from what I told them. Options. This is what it is. This is what's going to be. You could do this, but that's what's going to happen. And you're going to see. But everybody got to learn off experience, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody.
That's a fact.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a fact. Because I got a 2-year-old, and I always try to instill into her head, like, don't, like, if you really want to have a kid, just think about it, because nowadays having a kid is tough. And she's in school. She goes to college. She's almost done. And the way we're instilling everything to her is to have a lot of responsibilities, but take care of your responsibilities.
100%.
And don't let nobody eat off of what you got. And right now she has that mindset that if you're not around me and you ain't doing anything, then get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we built her to do. We're doing the same thing with my little man, but he's more of a observer, where he'll sit and he'll look at me and his mom, and he'll be like, okay. He'll go into his wallet and he'll be like, look, I got $20. Put that into the house rent. Boom. Then we'll be like, what you? He's like, because I heard you guys talking about you need to pay rent, you need help, this, that, and the third. So here, take $20. I got you. So we looking at him like, what?
There you go.
So that right there, have that mindset like, yo, if you ain't got it, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I love that he does that. And we never tell him, don't worry about it. We have to explain to him, because he's a sponge right now, 9 years old. And the more that he understands, he'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Exactly. And we always accept questions from him. Mm-hmm. That's why most parents, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And they brush them away. If you have a question of curiosity, by all means, ask me it. Because I'm a very curious person myself. Yeah. And if somebody tells me, oh, don't worry about it, I'm going to look at you like you gatekeeping. Why are you keeping it away from me? Now, there has to be a reason. Now, I'm going to go hard to find out why that thing is the way it is. You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro.
And that's why it's good to instill that type of communication, like you said, with your kids, so they'll know when they get older, communication is key.
What happens when your kid goes through something? We all been through some shit in school, right? That we don't bring home, right?
Yeah, fact.
So what happens when that happens and you have no communication with your child?
Yeah.
So now I ask this question though. Now, like, how do y'all feel about expressing?
What do you mean expressing?
Like your child expressing themselves to you. Yeah, it's communication, right? But sometimes expressing could be a little
too much.
Aggressive, too much energy, too much, right? And how do you feel about that? Because I say that to say this. Back then, you expressed and raised your voice a little bit. You was getting fucking backslapped.
Yeah.
You was
100%.
You was getting one for sure, right? Yeah. And mind you, it was the minimum. Like, yeah, but I didn't. Bop. Who you talking to like that? Is that a third? How do you feel about expressions? Expressing.
I could tell you for sure, and I'm gonna get to answer your question. I'm gonna tell you for sure. When you look at your grandparents, right? Because I got stories from my grandparents and how they used to beat the shit out of my dad, right? Let's say, for example. Then that's all my dad learned. That's how he learned how to discipline. He didn't learn how to discipline by communication, right? With me, I do a lot of disciplining from communication. I would never hit my daughters. I'm not that type of parent, right? I don't even have to raise my voice at this point because we got it together.
Yeah.
Listen, let me talk to you over here real quick. This is gonna happen. Get up.
Word up.
Whatever the case may be.
You're right though.
Whatever may be. But I'm gonna take you aside and we're gonna have that strong talk. I said I'm the mush parent. That doesn't mean I'm the sucker parent. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna discipline with kindness. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna discipline you with some kindness, with some gentle.
How about I give you some pushback?
Discipline.
If you get some pushback, how do you maintain that as far as inside?
Wait,
like,
how old is your daughters?
So 11 and 9.
Oh, that's
you're not there yet.
No, he's there.
No, we're there.
Yeah?
We're there.
With the 11-year-old?
With my 11-year-old.
Why? My daughter's 9, bro.
She gets spicy with my wife a little bit.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, kids know.
Hell
kids
yeah,
know.
bro.
They
Like,
know who to do that with,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying that my wife is by any means. My wife is disciplined too. But I think it's more of a girl to girl thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep.
Girl to woman. Because if I had a son, I could tell you it'd probably be different for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I probably had to
Definitely.
put the beats on somebody.
Yes. Yes.
It's because they're girls. I'm a little bit more laid back and reflect. God
Uh,
knows what he did. God knows what he did with me. He gave me 2 daughters and softened me up
Yeah.
with that.
Yes.
If he would have gave me 2 sons, I don't know.
Nah, listen,
Bro,
you
they
right.
would have
know.
been in the military at
right.
5 years old, bro.
I don't know.
my daughters, I don't touch to my daughters or nothing. Like I just more think. Unfortunately,
It ain't last for too long though. It ain't last for
it
too long.
didn't last for too long, but because I wanted to do it different than
Yeah.
what you say right now. Your parents, that's all they knew.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a
all
thing
they
like
knew.
that, right? So
Yeah, like that's exactly what I wanted to ask y'all. Like, where do y'all feel like that changed? Because looking back at generations, they was getting taught by belt,
Yeah.
getting beat
Yeah,
with
man.
freaking hangers, whatever they had in their hand. But I feel like with y'all generation, y'all now starting to really realize that, and it's like, nah, that wasn't the way how we were supposed to be brought up. So it was
Facts.
kind of normalized for y'all, and then now y'all starting to change it. And then now with my generation, y'all teach me everything, and I feel like now I know more better, like communication, expressing yourself.
Izzy, I could tell you're a sponge, because it's like your son, he's an observer. I could tell you're an observer, right? You take it in, you analyze it, and you move forward that way, right? And you said earlier, like, there's kids having kids. I seen 18, 19-year-olds have kids and be more disciplined
Word.
in their approach to parenting than 40-year-olds.
yeah, definitely,
Word.
You see what I'm saying? So it depends
definitely.
on who you are, right?
Yeah.
Your son is an observer. My little one is an observer. My oldest, she's emotional all the time. Love you, baby. But that's my baby. She's emotional all the time. My other one, she's an observer. So one day, I got pissed off. I said, no iPads, no anything, because that's the key, right? Yo, that's your go-to. That's my go-to.
Yeah, I feel like that's like equivalent to like getting your hands on like take
No
your
technology.
iPad. They're gonna react the same way as if he was getting beat. I swear.
Exactly. That's what it's equivalent to.
Yo,
So we found what it equals up to, right?
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
You
god.
said, oh no, that's your go-to. That's my go-to. So give me that. No TV. Give me the controllers. Give me the batteries. Give me everything.
Everything.
Right? Here's some books. And you're gonna last a couple of
Yeah.
days doing this, right? That's the way we do it. But the thing is, in that situation where I took away all the electronics, I said, no, my oldest is crying, emotional. My youngest is quiet, and I'm like, I'm observing her, right? Because she's not reacting to me taking everything off. And I said, when y'all behave good, y'all gonna get it back. And I just lightly said that in the conversation. Out of everything I said, my youngest one took that and said, so wait. So
Yeah, good.
you said if I behave good, you're gonna give it back to me, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay. And she sat down.
She know the
analyzed
mission.
it.
She know the
She
mission.
might have been like 7
She know the mission.
at that time.
I don't care about nothing else you said, but you said if I
And I'm
behave
like,
good.
that's not the point. That's not the point.
She literally did the. Yo soy calmo.
But the thing is, is it really the point?
I don't know, man. She
Right,
fucked me
right.
up there. She fucked me up. She got me one. She got me with that one.
They know how to get to you, man. I'm
All
telling
right,
you.
all right. So
Left me
listen.
perplexed.
So right now we're
Mr.
gonna we on a
Uncommon
segment right now
Questions.
that we ask uncommon questions, just random.
Mr. Uncommon Common Questions.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's get the humor going, get the mood going.
All right.
Then, right? So, got 3 questions. Series of 3 questions, right?
Oh, shit.
You ready?
What am I stepping into? Hold on.
No, it's not crazy. Just little uncommon,
Gotcha.
questions right here. That
Ready.
funny, humorous questions, right? So, if you could swap lives with any historical figure for 24 hours, who would you choose and why?
Historical figures?
Yeah.
Shit. Damn, that's a good question. Juan Soto, right now.
Oh shit.
Juan Soto? Okay, all right. Hey, listen.
You a Mets fan?
He's
You
from
you a Mets
Queens,
fan?
nigga. What
You
you
a Mets fan,
expect?
right?
Listen, Yankees all day, but let's be realistic.
But he went to Dominican roots. That's what you're doing, right?
realistic.
Nah, I ain't
He
gonna-
got
I ain't
the-
gonna-
he got the
nah,
bread, so
that's what I'm saying. That
we
bag
swapping, brother.
that bag is different right
Okay,
now.
all right,
man.
all
He
right.
really setting the tone for baseball.
All right,
players
all
now.
right.
Shout out to Soto, man. You might
Let's
make
go.
me a Mets fan, but who knows? Who knows?
All right, cool. That's a good one. All right, next, right? If you could combine 2 animals to create a new one, what would they be?
What the fuck?
And what would you name it?
Fuck.
That's very uncommon.
That's right. That's
Fuck,
the
man.
segment
I
is.
say a lion and a gorilla.
Whoa.
And what would you call it?
Lyrilla.
Lyrilla.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
You on the
Hey,
road.
man, don't take my ideas, man. I'm
Let's
patenting
go.
that shit.
Both of the kings of the jungle, too,
Yo,
bro. Come on,
that's
man.
it.
man.
Slap some butter on
taking
him. He's on
over,
the
baby.
road, baby.
Listen.
I like that one. All right, cool,
I'm
cool. That
a
was a good one.
trademark.
That
I'm
was
a
a good one.
trademark that shit.
Lyrilla. I like that.
Lyrilla, baby.
That was a good one. All right, cool. Next, last, final one. If you could live in any fictional universe for a week, where would you go and what would you do?
Fictional universe.
You like the Marvel, what they call it?
Marvel Universe.
Yeah, like how they got like Superman's universe.
Oh,
Man,
yeah.
we going to Wakanda, man.
You going to Wakanda?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
okay,
Wakanda.
That's fire.
okay.
I'm with that.
What would I do?
And what would you do? Yes.
Fly ships and shit. Yeah.
No petroleum this time, bro.
No
Fuck that.
petroleum.
Fuck that.
No petroleum.
No.
Different world, baby.
Fly the fucking, what you call it, them spaceships.
Yo,
and
word.
shit.
Alright.
I put my
Captain,
all
baby.
shoot.
Yeah, man. That was a good one, man. You answered these like very fast. You was
Hey,
winning
man,
with it. You
listen.
was winning with it. I
Nah,
like
for
that
real,
one.
for
I
real.
like that one.
Caught me off guard with that mixture of the fucking animals. I was about to say fucking.
And that was a good one. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
That's great.
So that concludes the segment for uncommon questions,
Great
man.
segment.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
get
go.
back
Let's go.
to it. Back
Yeah,
to it.
so as y'all can see, right? You know, me and my guy Santana, we got the Dad's Group Chat
Yeah,
podcast
shout
hat
out.
on, right?
baby.
So how was that journey starting the podcast? Because I seen you have started it in 2020.
Yeah.
Which is like, could kind of be considered like an OG in the podcast game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Facts.
Because
Damn,
2020, a lot of
facts.
people
The fuck?
wasn't really on it like that.
Damn, yeah, you.
2020
Podcast
is right.
has been around forever.
No,
but it
no,
started
you're right.
coming-
Yeah,
it started
Joe
coming into
Rogan
fruition.
started in 2017, but you started 2020.
Because that's when I started really watching podcasts.
too.
Around like
Me
COVID,
too.
2019,
COVID.
2020.
So I had the idea before COVID. I had a couple of friends at the time, and we always used to, like, as anybody else, talk shit and all that stuff. But we was like, yo, let's get on this shit. You know, let's get on some mics. Let's buy some cameras. Because my thing is, I know who Joe Rogan is. Obviously,
Right.
we all know who he is. But I started seeing Joe Button
Yeah.
jump
There you
on
go.
it, right? And something intrigued me about just having conversations on camera and all that shit. And I was like, yo, I could do that shit. You know, of course, I'm kind of like aiming high at this point, Joe Button, right? But that's kind of like always been like somebody who I peeped and said, you know what? We could do this and we could always level it up.
Right.
Looking at his beginnings and looking at it where he's now, super dope to see. You know, his personality, all that shit, that's different. That's who he is, right?
Yeah.
But content is king. And he
He is
one of the
Yeah.
He is one of
leaders
the
in
ones
that
for
space.
sure. Well, you understand, fucking Joe Button's been doing shit since like I think 2011,
Yeah, man,
12,
he
with
been
doing the
doing
whole
The
Tahiri
freestyle. I mean,
videos.
but I mean, not the freestyle,
Like the home
but the
videos.
vlogging and like
the
interviewing
vloggings,
rappers.
yeah.
and
I'm
So-
a
all
big
that
fan
shit.
of Joe Budden's music and stuff like that. So I've been watching
Yeah,
that too
yeah.
since before he created the podcast.
Right.
So
So he's really beyond
I
it.
used to see Vlad TV all the time,
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like, yo, I
Vlad,
gotta
yeah.
something about this camera space is intriguing.
It's very
Right?
nice.
So when you start looking at things like that, you start idolizing them. You start saying, you know what? If they could do it, I could do it. Maybe not on that scale. It's cool, but the whole thing is just starting it,
That's a
Right?
fact. There you go.
and then consistency after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So of course, where you start, you always gotta look. You gotta look at your material and look back at your material from time to time to see the leaps and bounds that you took throughout the years, right? Because it was 2020, totally different than what it was now. I got video
Yeah.
of me in my apartment with a roadcaster, and like it was insane. Like I look at those now and I'm like, yo, damn, I took a fucking
Came a long
proud
way.
of myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
way,
saying?
for
Y'all
sure.
proud of yourselves too, I'm sure,
yeah,
right?
for
course,
sure.
But when
Definitely.
you start looking at things like that, you're like, wow, you know,
The little wins.
the little wins and consistency did that, right? So thing was that, you know, as time went on, pandemic, things got difficult. People went their separate ways, but I had moved to Long Island at the time and I had a garage. The garage was plain empty, no walls or nothing. And I told my wife, this is going to be the space. This is my space. Like literally. my space. I walked in there. Y'all saw the sign. It
Yeah,
says
fire.
it says
yeah,
man cave,
fire.
right? Yes, you can utilize the space when you need to, but just know that this is
mine.
my
Yeah.
area, right?
You won't be needing to come here this much. But you know, you can still use it.
Because the idea was to destroy it at first when we first got the house. I was going to destroy
the whole
it.
garage.
The whole garage.
Bring it down so you have the space.
I was going to break it down so I could create a bigger backyard.
Got you.
But then one of my boys has nothing to do with the podcast. He told me, you crazy?
Yeah, you was wild.
That's
you
your
was wild.
space.
You was wild for real.
I was
man
wild,
cave.
and I'm
You
like,
man
wild
you know
for
what?
real, bro. Like,
This
fuck
is
yeah.
right. You're right. So
Hell
then
yeah.
I started creating the space, and that I already had the podcast at that moment, and I was, you know, I had this kind of like vision to create a beautiful space, and little by little,
How long
it
did
is
it
what
take
it
you?
is
How
now.
long did it take you for that space? That's a nice fucking space. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like,
What do you mean? How long? How long did it take to create?
well, you said it had no walls, no nothing, right? So how long did it take for you to like get the space to where's that now?
Shit, 2 years. 2 years because it gets expensive, right? Like we was talking earlier about getting cameras and roadcasters and shit like that. But when you're passionate about something, you realize you're gonna spend money on bullshit, right? Why not spend some money on yourself, on your dream, right? I'm working a 9 to 5. Cool. Who's not, right?
Facts. Yeah.
That's feeding my dream. Once this picks up, it's dream time, baby.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Dream time becomes game time,
Yeah.
Facts.
right? So then at that point, you living off experience.
There you go. Yeah. You
start- you
day
start-
to day.
Yeah,
You
that's
start like creating more content and stuff. But the thing with the podcast and me is I realized very quickly that you start wearing multiple hats because you have to, if you don't know nobody in that space, you start realizing that nobody's going to tell you anything about how to create this space or create this media company shit. It could be discouraging.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like a lot of people let it go. Like a lot of people don't continue. But it's in my house.
It's there. Like,
It's
ain't go-
there.
Yeah. like,
Yeah.
So it's comfortable. I don't have to go nowhere. Right? So it's like, all right, cool. I just could go back there and chill and record.
yeah. Fact.
But then it starts getting expensive. You start buying cameras, you start buying little things here and there.
Yeah.
But you don't care. You don't care. You just want to level it up to the point where you're like, okay, now I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's that.
And but like before even having your own space, y'all was doing it virtually though, right?
We did it
peep that.
virtually for a bit because of COVID.
Oh, because of COVID.
And I hate virtual shit.
Oh,
How was
yeah.
that though? Like, because
I was looking at
Yeah.
the clip and I was like, I'm waiting for you to look down at the box and look to the left and all that stuff.
I do like the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, bro. That's the way it looked.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like, fucking Zoom, all that shit. I don't like that shit.
Yeah.
don't
I like the
that
up
shit.
close and personal type
Yeah.
shit. Like,
I want to, yeah.
you feel the vibe, man. Like, you
wanna
know what
vibe
I'm saying?
with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that fucking. I mean, yeah, granted, you could do it. You could have multiple people from other places to their convenience, right? Because
Yeah.
they don't have to go nowhere. But it's like,
You know what I consider that? Like a one-off at this point. If I do it, I'm doing it with my professional camera set up on me and all that stuff. You gonna have what you gonna have on your side,
that's a
right?
fact.
yeah.
You're gonna set it up however you want to set it up, but I'm gonna look right.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
but I just don't. I don't like that whole virtual shit. For
Yeah,
me, for
yeah,
me
I
it's
know.
not. It's not.
Yeah,
it.
it don't feel the
I
same.
didn't
It
like
don't
it
hit
when
the
I was
same.
doing it. I used to tell them like, nah, this ain't it.
It don't hit the
This
same.
trash.
It
I'm
definitely
gonna
don't
skip
hit
this
the
one.
same.
This was
Yeah,
trash.
it's trash.
But like, how did the name come about?
I was about to
So
this nigga pop on.
I was a dad already. All of us was dads at that moment, right? And it was just a conversation. We had a group chat, and I was like, "Yo, the dad's group chat." That's it. So that's what it became, the dad's group chat podcast.
So
My mind went into business immediately because I don't know if y'all know, I was at some point in my life throughout high school, college, military, I wanted to become a reggaeton artist.
Right? It's not, yeah.
So
exclusive.
But that shit's not happening. I'm not spitting no bars. So, but the thing is,
we got a 16 going on here now.
don't tell me you put a beat on. I'm fucking with you. Listen, it's all dreams, man. But you know what? With that,
my God.
just to touch on that a little bit, I started doing the whole overnight recording and all that shit, and I was like, this shit is not for me. Fuck out of here. It's not me at all. It's a lot of work.
So you prefer
getting-
to be a host, right?
Yo,
I prefer to
So
be a
now
host.
with that, how was your journey as a host so far?
Beautiful, because as I mentioned,
What is the pros and cons and everything you like about
so
as a host?
like I said before, being a host is beautiful for me, but I'm wearing multiple hats: director, marketing,
editor,
fucking
publisher.
audio engineer. You start becoming all of these different things without even knowing. You just taking them on because I want to learn it.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm passionate about this. But hosting is a beautiful journey for me because I've always wanted like a platform where I could like just have conversations, right? And granted, it's kind of like you said it, like during 2020, 2019, this is kind of like the birth of podcasting, like for real.
Right.
And that was the opportunity for me to have a platform. It's like, you know,
And it's archives too, man. Like it's history.
you
You know what I'm saying? Like you have it down in history already.
It's history. You could always look back. I said it in one of my podcasts. I just want my daughters to, in the future,
There you
for
go.
my grandkids to have an archive of their granddad.
There you go.
Look at Grandpa there.
Yeah.
In real
Let's
time,
host
in
this
real
shit.
time,
In
in the
real
videos,
time.
and
In real
that's
time.
fire. That's the
library
perfect
for
thing.
them.
That's dope.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's beautiful. But podcasting is great, man. And you know what I was gonna say? Consistency is key, right? But a lot of people get consistency confused with speed. Like it doesn't mean that I'm supposed to be rushing to put clips out or rushing to put videos out. I'm putting them in my pace, but I'm continuing.
Right. You're not
Right?
stopping here.
I could do an episode every 2 weeks. That's my pace. It's consistency.
Yeah.
I don't need to rush to get shit done.
Yeah, you don't. Everybody has a different format.
Everybody
when it
has
comes
a
to
different
podcasting.
format. It's
Everybody
like,
does.
and then people say, "Oh, podcasting is saturated, this and that."
No, it's not.
Burgers are saturated.
Everything is
KFC
saturated.
saturated.
bro.
Everything, like food is saturated. You go
Yeah.
any supermarket down the aisle, you see 50 name brands.
But you
of
notice,
the same
bro,
product.
You
I
notice
hate
that's
that
people's excuses to
Yep.
not want to do anything.
Exactly.
That's what I'm
To
saying.
not want to start something. Well, it's
Exactly.
saturated. All right, well, guess what? You would never be doing anything.
That's why I hate
Because
that.
everything you come
Exactly.
up
I
with,
hate-
it's going to be saturated.
hate
That's not only their excuse, right, to not do it. That's also them showing you some hate,
Yeah.
That's a fact.
right?
That's
so,
a fact. Yeah.
so low key.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
literally telling you,
Right,
don't do
right,
it, bro.
right.
Like, you wasting your time.
Like, yeah, like, what are you doing for it for? Like,
Yeah, I hate
like,
that shit. Like, how do you know I haven't even tried it yet?
Nah.
But then again, I'm already 82 episodes in, and y'all tuning in all day, every day. So.
Boom, baby.
But you know what's you know what's wild? Like it is true. Like they don't see the vision, right?
No.
So they're not gonna see it. They're not gonna be like they don't want to put the work in, right? Until they feel the slightest hardest work, they go, oh shit, there's too much shit going on here. Like I'm not doing it, bro. Like they said, we worked for 20 episodes to be part of the 1%, right?
Yeah.
Like they say we accomplished that goal. What we said, all right, cool. Let's just keep going now. And like you said, 87 episodes down. People saying, why y'all doing it for? Why y'all do this for? There's certain people that rejected our shit.
Yeah.
And let's keep it a bug, right? Came back around. Spun the rock. Yo, shut
get it.
up.
Let's get one in. Let's get one in.
You understand, right? So now you like look at it like, okay, the non-believers,
Yeah.
right? Now y'all starting to believe.
The consistency.
But yeah, but you're right, and it's because of consistency. Now you see us, boom, 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 boom.
You're going to see me everywhere, baby.
You're gonna see me everywhere, right?
it.
So it's like, all right, so now we know that's the type of thing that happens. But when we first start doing these type of things, we don't know that what's gonna come with this. So we start getting aggravated. Like, we had a conversation earlier, like, you know, people just not either supporting or doing this and doing. You're like, man, that's messed up. But guess what? Now that we here, it's like, why we ever like it is messed up, but
I'm not entertaining it.
a million people are here for it's 8 billion people in the world.
Saying. And that was my point before, right? With the burgers and the breads and the brands and shit, right? Because think about a bodega, right?
Talk about
A
it.
bodega in 172nd and Grand Concourse services that community.
It's like
That
4
bodega
of them in
owner
that
might be
cook.
rich servicing that community.
Yeah.
All of us in the podcasting space, we have our communities,
There you go.
right? We have our crowds.
How about Nietzsche and all that shit? Like,
Yeah, we're collaborating out of some love shit, right? Out of some collaboration shit. You know, you might get some followers, I might get some followers, cool. But I'm not stopping you from anything.
Right.
You're not stopping me from anything. We're servicing the people. Somebody's clicking into our content and literally picking up gems.
that's a fact.
And literally, I've had people DM me, yo, that clip changed my perspective. Like from kids in my family, like cousins and shit, to elderly people. Like they'd be like, yo, oh my God, like
Yeah.
that one clip or that one video, that one episode, life changing.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing this for the people who are not here.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the people who want to join this ride.
Want to be here, yeah.
And that's it. And you know what the problem is? If there's a podcaster out there that wants to start a podcast, start it. If you got some ideas, start it. Try it. Try it. That's what I'm telling you. Go for it. And my advice would be like, don't run to your family and your friends for support first.
Yep.
Say louder, please. I'm sorry. I don't say louder, guys.
Don't run to your family and your friends for support
Facts.
when you're starting something. As a matter of fact, I'm a very quiet person. I didn't tell nobody about this before I even started it. You're going to see me when you see me. And that's on camera. And that's on YouTube. And that's on TikTok. And that's on Instagram. You're going to see me when you see me. When it gets to you, when that feed
When the algorithm
resets
hits the algorithm.
and it hits you,
You're gonna know. You're gonna know.
Oh, Santana got a podcast.
I didn't know that.
that's when you're going to see it.
You follow me, you see my story. You don't know that?
But see, some people feel hate because you didn't tell them about your plans.
Yeah.
I've had that.
And that's crazy.
Yo, and then after that, that's when they hit you with the, if you would have told me, I would have helped you out. What?
No, if I would have told
been
you,
seen my shit, bro. Like, stop.
no, if I would have told you, you would have slowed me down.
Hell yeah.
No,
Dead
if I would
weight.
have told you, you would have cut my feet off on the. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not. You know your people, and granted, a lot of people don't mean harm. You love a lot of people that probably don't mean harm, but there's people throwing salt in the air that they don't even know that they're throwing salt.
Yeah.
They're just salty. They're just salty, and they don't even know that
Shit
what
pours
they
out of
said
them.
to you offended you.
Yo, for real.
Right? So you gotta stay away from people.
So, I'll tell you one thing right now. What you're saying, that exactly right there. I had somebody tell me, "Oh, I mean, a lot of people probably don't. A lot of people they don't have to mess with your content. Or a lot of people don't mess with your content. So your content. So that's why I don't repost it. I don't do that. Like maybe you come up with another one. Maybe I'll." And I'm like,
They said I don't relate to your content.
I don't relate to your
That's why
content. I'm like,
posting it.
but you my man though. Like it don't matter if you have something. I don't matter if I relate to it or not. Guess what? Somebody on my feed might relate to it. So let me pass that on, even if I don't like it. But I'm gonna support you because you my man. Like
that
you know what I'm
same
saying?
person probably reposted some bullshit.
Okay, so now
Some
that-
nigga we don't even know.
So now when you're saying that, right? So now when you're saying that, yes, they did, and this is what the problem was with me. I'm like, yo, how you gonna repost this shit, but you gonna tell me that you can't repost my? Say less, bro. Cool. Say no. So this how you start seeing things. And you go, all right, I'm gonna lean back,
Yo.
and I know what it is from now. So people are just funny, man. Like, and then they say it's you.
They are.
Then they say it's you.
Oh,
Yeah.
they victim.
And-
It's narcissist.
It's narcissist, right?
Narcissistic behavior,
Fuck
yeah.
out of here, man.
Listen.
And it's sad, but don't feel that way real quick. Just don't feel that way. Like I said, just go, start it. Don't matter. Like perfect in what you just said, man. Do not go to your family and friends for that support when you first starting your shit, man. Just stay tunnel vision and just go. Just go.
Facts.
Yeah.
It's just sad out here, man. For sure.
It's super sad. I've had very, very close people to me tell me, I tried to repost your shit and it wouldn't let me.
Stop. Get the
See what I'm saying? Like, when you start hearing shit like that,
yo.
then you wonder why people are put in certain places
There you go.
after that.
There you go.
Like, I'm going to put you there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, a week ago, you was this close to me.
Yeah.
Man, you could be my sister. You could be my mother. And you tell me some shit like that, I'm putting you in a different space.
Yep.
You're going to have different type of conversations.
If we have a conversation.
No, because life continues, right? You still my family member. You still,
Oh, well,
you
no,
still a
family.
friend.
That's the thing. But guess what?
But you're there.
But you're there.
You're all the way over there.
And then it's
I
like,
don't
oh,
need
you
that in
you
this.
turn Hollywood though. You turn Hollywood.
Oh, as soon as
too
you
good
start
for us
hitting,
now.
as
Turn
soon as you
Hollywood.
start hitting some algorithm and your shit start going. By the way, congratulations, guys. I saw that yesterday. You
thank
guys
you,
hit
man.
100K.
Thank you.
But once your shit starts going, they come back around. That I've had people tell me that I've never reposted anything, say things like, people are asking why am I not on it? Because you're a salty person.
Word up,
I don't need that vibe.
Word up, bro.
That aura is
all the way
disgusting.
over there.
You see, can you put me on the? No.
Yeah.
No.
Nah. There's no
And,
reason to. There's no point.
why?
Like you
What's the
said,
point? Like-
everything is not for everybody.
Yeah.
But somebody's getting some jewels.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
And that's it. It's like my cousin AC Shots. Shout out to AC Shots. It's like he always tells me, one follower that you gain off a clip or whatever, you're winning.
You're winning. You're winning.
And you're gonna lose some followers, and that's okay.
That's
I've had
all right.
people.
Part of the game.
I've had close people to me unfollow me to follow me, unfollow me to follow me.
To see if you follow them
People
back.
just crazy
They
out
don't know.
here.
Yeah, they don't know what the fuck
They're confused.
Just going through their own shit.
That's wild.
What is it,
Yeah,
man?
that's crazy.
I'm
bro.
not even successful
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
I'm trying to figure this shit out.
But
That
you
just
know,
goes to
but you
show
know what
you.
it is though? It's the perception of what they see,
What they hear.
what they think they see, and
doesn't-
what they think they hear, right? Because I
Yeah.
always say,
Who does he think he is?
It doesn't
yeah,
align.
right? Like-
His bullshit doesn't align with what I'm going through right now.
well, yeah, right, and they don't care.
That's
They
exactly how they look
they
at
think
it.
that you up there in that
Yeah.
scale, and they're like, all right, well,
He's too good for
he's
us.
too good for us. You know what I'm saying? But listen, again, sometimes you don't hear everything don't listen to everything you hear and half of what you see, right? Because perception is crazy. People look at you like you doing something crazy. You're like, I'm just a regular person here.
Facts.
I'm just a regular person. I still work my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I still walk the streets like I'm regular,
out here.
right? But I decided to do something that maybe impact the world, and it seems different to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Those are the people.
100%.
Those are the people who don't believe in the what is that? The divine direction, misdirection.
the divine misdirection. Like they think you're supposed
shit.
to go one way, and you start going this way, and it's like, yo, this is my purpose. Honestly, like for example, right? Like, and it's good you said that, man, because I had a clothing brand, right? I did fitness, I did Herbalife, right? So I try to do different ventures and all that, and quite frankly, and fortunate because it got me to where I'm at right now, right? And I learned a lot as far as business wise and all that. Didn't work out, but that wasn't my passion. It wasn't my passion. It was just on some like, I wanted to try something, do something different,
Trying to
try to
figure it
change
out.
some type of that generational shit, right? Change. And this came along, and it's been
It's been a blessing.
bro. I'm grateful for these two, right? That this helped me as a person
That's it.
grow, right? So simultaneously, like how you said, vicariously, like they helped me in this platform to grow on myself. You know what I'm saying? So this was a blessing to me, and this is a passion for me. I love doing this shit. Whether the work comes behind it with the whole, so they gotta put many hats on, like fucking editing, marketer, and
That's
all
just
that.
inevitable.
All
Like,
it's
that right there is
inevitable, right?
inevitable.
So it's just gonna come with it,
Yeah.
right? But it's the passion, man, that it just keeps you going. Keeps you going, man.
Like,
Like,
the
nothing
fact,
can stop you
yeah,
from
like
that.
the fact that you even said too that like you grew as a person. Like I could say the same thing. We all grew, to be honest. And I seen you had posted that podcast to you was like therapy.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Okay. So can you break that down for like
So-
how is it therapy for you?
So this is therapeutic for me because it's weird for me because I'm open to say I'm going to therapy now, right? And like I said before in the pod, I'm unpacking a lot of shit,
Right.
right? I'm looking back and moving the curtain, opening up the curtain and peeping in, scared and looking at that and dealing, because you got to go in therapy, because once you learn the lingo of therapy and you learn what it's really about, you're going backwards.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Right? You're going all the way back and peeling that fucking shit and realizing what it was back then, going through that same pain that you're going through. So with the podcast and having these conversations, I try to sprinkle a little bit about realness and having like real tough conversations and even parenting or, you know, a little bit of trauma that people have dealt with, because I'm also trying to realize my shit. And maybe we could kind of like figure something out in this
Somebody could
conversation.
resonate behind it.
And the goal would be also, you opened up, I opened up, somebody's listening to it, realizing some shit too.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying? So it's therapeutic for me at this point, because, you know, God gives gifts to everybody, right? Everybody got their own purpose. Once you figure out that purpose, you're going to go straight in. I feel like this is my purpose. The Dad's Group Chat podcast, I'm in my zone. I'm in my comfort zone. I talk to people. We talk about different things. I bring different people on the platform about musicians. I've had real estate. I've had all of these different businesses and things.
Right.
But I sprinkle in real life into them too. Like, well, you know, let's talk about some real shit. And it becomes therapeutic. Like I always say, like I have my list of questions and shit.
That's dope.
Once I hit those two first questions, the conversation
there.
takes
It goes different.
conversation.
Yeah,
The conversation
Yo.
goes totally different.
That's dope.
And it's good, man. It's good. It's helping me out.
That's dope.
That's what's up.
I've gotten up from there sometimes and fucking like thought to myself, damn, I overshared. But this is
It's
This
your
is gonna
truth.
help
It's your truth,
somebody.
feeling, man. Like you mentioned, you made a highlight of it. Somebody's listening or watching,
somebody's
and they
listening.
definitely relating to that. And they go, "Damn, if they could share it, why?" Because we gotta understand too. Like There's a reason why we did these platforms, right? There's the reason why is because we want to share these stories to other people, right? So they could see it. So for us to hold back, yeah, maybe certain things that you don't fucking talk about, right? But to hold back on shit that people go through at the same time is like it's doing a disservice for them or for ourselves, pretty much, right? Like,
That's
you know,
true.
people could relate. Like I said, every podcast has their own niche, their own conversations, and it's cool. You got your own space, and you could talk about whatever you want. So in my podcast, I don't necessarily do like current topics. I used to do that, but then I got real tired of it because we could do it once in a while, and not but not all the time. Unless it's like something big.
it becomes like every other podcast, bro.
Yeah,
Or
it's
every
like-
other radio shit, whatever
and,
shit is, man. Like,
and to say
I
that
hate
is, there's a lot of podcasts that are successful talking about current topics. It's cool.
yeah.
That's who you are. It's perfectly
Yeah.
fine. And I tune into that shit. To be
I mean,
honest.
I think we all
I'm
do.
a fan, right?
What do we want to do things different?
But with me is more meaningful conversations behind it, and we're gonna talk some shit. And if you're a parent, we're definitely gonna be talking some parenting shit,
Right.
because we're all going through it.
Yeah.
And and I'm big on just helping the youth as well. I've noticed that when I was working in TAF, I wanted to be a teacher. I was a school aide. I was the dean, this and that, right? I have a lot of younger cousins that always contact me for information and stuff. Like I'm that type of cousin. And on the flip side, I had a lot of cousins that were older than me that were not sharing as much.
Yeah,
Right.
You're the source.
So it was like, all right, I'm a bridge the gap between these two. I have a lot of younger cousins hitting me on the podcast and like, yo, that was amazing. I have a lot of students that I used to like be in TAF with. Yo, that was amazing. It's a dope thing, man.
That's fire,
It's
though.
therapy. It's therapy.
That's cool.
It's definitely therapy.
So you saying that it's therapeutic, which I agree with, because it's been very therapeutic for me on many levels. If your daughters ran a kids group chat podcast, what dirt do you think they'll spill about you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Damn, that's a good one. You not thought of that? I thought of that, like the kids group chat podcast. But I don't know what topics they're going to be. That's all. Hey,
Nah, we
my
thought
dad,
about that
what he
too.
did today. No,
Yo, daddy didn't even, he don't even turn up the seat when he
it's
goes
crazy.
pee.
It's
That's
crazy.
crazy, right?
So I'm a father to 2 girls. I'm a niece to 3 beautiful girls. I'm a niece. I'm a uncle.
I was thinking about that one. I'm like, wait.
I'm an uncle to
Okay.
to 3 beautiful nieces. It's all girls, all women in my house too. So I interviewed them
That's funny.
early
That's
on,
cool. That's
right?
cool.
As a test run.
Yeah.
I had the new camera and I was testing it and stuff like that. It was dope. I'm gonna have them on again soon, but if they had their own podcast, I'll tune in. I'll definitely
That'll
tune
be
in.
fire.
That'll be
Shoot,
fire.
that'll be fire.
It'll be dope. It'll be dope. The kids group chat podcast.
Yeah.
That's how I was going to follow up with this one, right?
Yeah.
Since, we already know what inspired you to start the podcast.
Yeah.
Was it the only way to get a word in after being outnumbered by 3 women at home?
Damn, it does seem that way. though.
Damn, all right.
Damn, now that I think about it.
It
does seem that way. Man. Yo, this is my space. I'm talking my shit. Nobody's
You know
going
what, though? I'm with that question, though, because I live upstairs with 3 females.
That's what I was relating it to.
This is your escape.
So I do really, that's all like,
That's
damn,
how
all
I was
right.
like, I thought about you when I wrote this question. I was like, yo, this dude.
I do get it, because I do come down here. Nah, I like to, when we come, we just talk shit with the guests. So, yeah, you're fucking right, though. I'm with you on that one, man.
Testosterone levels are up.
Man, listen, as life be lifing, right? I don't chill a lot. I don't go out a lot. That's my way to go out.
Facts. And there's nothing wrong with that, man.
Ain't
My
nothing
way to
wrong
hang
with that.
out.
There's nothing wrong with that at
So
all.
listen, right?
But that's real, though.
That's crazy, right?
Shit, that's real. You might be on to
You know what I'm
something.
saying? Go home, you can say, wife, like, this is the reason why I'm always in the garage. This is the reason why.
This is the reason.
So, listen, just to end with this question, right? Because, dad group chat, right? What advice would you give to dads trying to navigate family life while pursuing their personal passion?
That's a good one, man, because shit, I feel like you said the question and you was talking about me. It's true. It's difficult, man. Like when I'm big on now at this point in my life, thanks to therapy, I'm big on like seeing what my dad did, seeing what I'm doing, and kind of like navigating that.
Just by
Because-
personal experiences.
Right, because it's off experience. So I'm trying to correct everything that he did wrong and do it right. But I know that my kids are gonna come to me at some point with a list of shit when they grow up. But if I was to look at my younger self?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much.
Or just the current, right? Because
like the encouragement part, right?
No, current part, because like, you know, with doing with your whole dad thing, right? And navigating life.
Right. Passion in life, man. Listen, it goes hand in hand, man.
Like pursuing family.
Pursuing
and
family,
passion,
yeah. Listen, it's gonna be tough. I love what I do, right? Meaning my passion. And I love being a parent. You gotta have love for both. What I will say is for dads specifically, because we're dads, right?
Right.
Be there for your kids, man. That should be your number one passion. My number one passion is making sure my daughters are right. Yeah, they're doing right.
Facts.
They're learning the tools they need for life. Me navigating the podcast and my passion, that's secondary, right? But it's a passion. You can have multiple passions.
Right, facts.
But be a dad, man. Be present in your family's life. And let's say, even if it's a baby daddy situation, and let's say you're no longer with your spouse or whatever, that doesn't mean this, you
neglect your kids.
You neglect your kids, man. Be there for them kids, man. This generation needs it. That's all I'll say, man.
That's true.
Follow your passion, but also make sure you are that dad. You're him.
You're him. I like that. That. Damn, Santana. Listen, thank you for joining us here, man. Like, it was a pleasure, bro. Like, spoke about a lot of stuff, man. Like, it was dope for you to travel all the way from Long Island over here, bro.
Man.
And reciprocate
Y'all did the same.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we definitely appreciate you for that one, man. Like, so any last words? Like,
nah, bro. Like, you're a great ass host, bro. I just wanted to give
that's
you
one thing. He's always saying, like, yo, he was a great host.
Yo, bro, once we
He's
left
been
the
preaching
spot,
that since we left your spot.
Yo, for real, I was like, damn, I forgot to tell him he's a great ass host. That's why I texted you. I was like, yo, because honestly, like, you made us feel like we was at home. Conversation was great, and you did the same thing here, bro. So I just want to thank you.
I appreciate you guys, man. Off Xperience, man. This is my first time being on the other side.
You did good, though. You did good, though.
Interviewed and stuff like that, you know.
So real quick before we leave, what's next for you as someone who's worn so many hats, veteran, father, podcaster? What's the next chapter?
Next chapter, grow the pod, man. I'm growing the pod step by step.
I'm trying to do seminars.
The goal here is
to be the biggest.
Not even, bro.
Break the curse. Break the generation.
I'm trying to break the curse. I'm trying to retire early.
I hear that.
That's the goal.
I hear
And
that.
there you go. Ships. With that said,
I'm trying to retire my passion, my brother.
that's it. Hey, with that said, y'all, listen, peace, bless, love. Give thanks to that man above.
Live, love, prosper, y'all.
Peace, y'all.